So you wanted to read, did you?
Yes. And so this is from the first book. This is a little bit of the setup as to when he wakes up in the morning and doesn't.
Scotland.
Yep. And I will warn people, Sean is not a very likable person at the beginning of the story, but it is ultimately a redemption story. So he does get better, depending on your point of view. Early morning sun pierced Sean's eyelids. He groaned, feeling the first pounding of the tympani. The after effects of too much beer and whiskey swirled in his stomach. His head sank into something soft. The sweet smell of bluebells nauseated him. He pressed the heels of his hands into his eyes, turning away from the sun. A voice drifted up to him. He groaned. The tour guide. Wouldn't she have plenty to say, finding him here bright and early in the tower where he didn't belong? He pushed himself up, his eyes still clenched against the sun, the stone floor cool under his palms and the sun golden warm on his skin. He leaned his head against the parapet, but the floral scent wrapped around him. Voices reached out again, far away. His head spun. He risked opening his eyes. There were no cars in the lot. Funny. Whose voices had he heard? A commotion erupted on the stairs, a flurry of female voices, a swish of fabric against stone walls, and the light, hurrying steps of a woman. He groaned. The floor shifted under him again. Time to face the Dragon Lady tour guide. Dag me an show I aurora, said one voice. I left him here last night, drifted lazily through Sean's brain. 'Tis unlike him not to appear for the morning meal. Sean rubbed his ear and shook his head. He was still hearing the Gaelic lilt from his dreams, although garbled and hard to understand. Two young women emerged at the top of the stairs. Young women, he scoffed. Jailbait more like it, but oh so attractive, even if they were two more of those ridiculous reenactors. The one in front, there was a force to be reckoned with. Fiery red hair shimmered round her face, blue eyes flashed, freckles danced across her pale skin. A fine blue kirtle emphasized a small waist and fell to her toes. There you are, she burst out. To Sean, it was an explosion. Turn down the volume, will you, he said. My head is pounding. Drank he too much ale? She asked. Sean stared. She was speaking Gaelic. Maybe it was the whiskey that made it sound strange. These people, he thought again, really need to join the real world. He laughed out loud. The girl gave a suspicious stare. 'Tis hardly funny. My father and all the lords await. Sean switched to the Gaelic of his camp days. What's it to you? Listen, I need a lift. He's speaking nonsense, my lady, the maid said. Are you sure 'tis only the drink? 'Twas a nasty blow he took to the head, bringing home the cattle. What blow? What cattle? He misunderstood their garbled speech, surely. Follow me, the redhead said, showing a little more concern. He was sweating last night. Perhaps the arrow wound has become infected and addled his mind. What arrow wound? I'm not addled. She ignored him. Keep the cloak tightly closed, Neil. Who knows who is about in the hall? Sean shook his head. Fine, play along. He followed the girls down the dim, twisting stairs, past the window with the stone cross inset, to the courtyard. It bustled with life. Women cooking, boys fetching, soldiers calling, and all of them hustling among the fingers of mist, pulling at their clothes. They had their children there, dressed in what looked to be authentic garb. They even had sheep in the courtyard. He wondered that they had moved all this in while he slept, and something else. Something not quite right with this picture, even apart from the fact that it lurched like a ship on the high seas. Aline led him to the wing adjoining the tower, up more stairs and down a stone hall. He remembered coming here on the tour. It hit him. He stopped abruptly. Yesterday was the last day of the living history.
That was very good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that very much. Thank you.